I was going to get a pink slip.
This was Rick Perry Monday in South Carolina.
Now, I have no doubt that Mitt Romney was worried about pink slips, whether he was going to have enough of them to hand out.
Enjoying firing people is exactly how the Obama team was planning to portray Romney. The campaign's senior strategist quickly calling Romney's words a rare moment of candor.
Things can always be taken out of context, and I understand that that's what the Obama people will do.
Romney's career as a venture capitalist is already the target of more than $3 million in ads paid for by Newt Gingrich's wealthy supporters.
The suffering began when Mitt Romney came to town.
Mitt Romney insists his company actually created 100,000 jobs, a net gain, but when asked how many jobs his company actually slashed, his campaign refused to answer. Reporting live in Manchester, New Hampshire this morning, TJ Winnick, ABC News. Now back to you.
TJ, thanks a lot. News time 6:32 and a little closer to home. Who killed Miss Mary? That's what Baltimore police want to know after an elderly woman was found stabbed to death inside her home last week. ABC 2 News' Linda So is here with how you can now help police. And Linda, when we first reported the story early last week, it's now gone from bad to worse. This is just tragic.
Yeah, and that's why police are handing out these flyers. They were in the neighborhood yesterday canvassing the area. If you know anything, you can pick up the phone and call Metro Crime Stoppers. Police are hoping someone will come forward with information that will lead them to a suspect. 84-year-old Mary Hines was found stabbed to death inside her burning home on East Biddle Street last Thursday. Detectives say the fire may have been set to hide the killing. Police were back out in the neighborhood yesterday handing out these flyers. Miss Mary was a teacher and principal in city schools for 30 years. She lived in her house for longer than that and helped anyone in need. Turns out Mary was also in need. She was living with no gas or electric. State Senator Nathaniel McFadden grew up about a block away.
To do this to an 84-year-old woman, to stab her and to burn her house down, it's just outrageous.
Now, a $2,000 cash reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest. Your call will not be recorded and you can remain anonymous. You can call Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Linda So, ABC 2 News.
Well, Monica Hussing and her husband, William Robinson, pleaded guilty in attempted involuntary manslaughter for the death of their 8-year-old son. The boy died of cancer because the couple never took him to the hospital, saying they could not afford it. In 2008, Willie Robinson died from a treatable form of cancer because his parents never took him to the doctor, and when they finally did, it was too late.
This has been an absolute traumatic experience for all the parties involved. It's a very sad case.
Now, Willie suffered from a treatable form of Hodgkin's lymphoma that was never diagnosed because he had never been to see the doctor. His parents face between 2 and 8 years in prison. They're scheduled to be sentenced on February 16th. Well, a high school senior from Durango, Colorado will not be able to use these pictures that she chose for her school's yearbook. The pictures feature the 18-year-old Sydney Spies dressed in a short skirt and a revealing top. Now, the second photo was also rejected by the yearbook committee, but the teen's mom says her daughter should be allowed to express herself however she wants in a yearbook photo. However, the school says unless she submits a more tamed photograph, she's not going to be in the yearbook. Now, we posted this question for you overnight on the ABC 2 News Facebook fan page. And since 3 a.m., this thing has exploded. Angel wrote in and said half the yearbook staff are most likely jealous that they couldn't look as good as her. If you've got it, then you've got it. If you don't, well, you don't. And what does that say about modesty? Well, go on our Facebook fan page and let us know what you think. Join the conversation. Multiple comments, more than 24. Like the fan page, like the hot topic, and let us know what you think. Get that guy's ugly mug off there. All right, now, I've been practicing this all morning. Meet Bezo, Dodo, Zoo, Biddy Bop, Bop, Bop. And I'm not making it up. Police in Madison, Wisconsin arrested this guy after neighbors filed noise and drinking complaints. And they're going to make me say it again. Zobiddy Bop 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 legally changed his name last year. He's facing a variety of charges, including carrying a concealed weapon and possession of THC, call it marijuana. Back in April, Zobiddy Bop 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 was arrested for carrying a loaded handgun and 2 knives in another park. This guy clearly wanted to get his name in the newspapers. Hoard the Twinkies and pack up the Ho-Hos. Some of your favorite sweets could be in big trouble. The latest company is now planning to file bankruptcy, and this could affect your sweet tooth. Details coming up. And with tax season close at hand, we're going to review some key deductions you may not be aware of and some that you may have once had that are no longer available. Details on that coming up when Good Morning Maryland continues on this Tuesday, January 10th. so forth.
Rediscover baking soda, the secret for healthy teeth.
I've been a hygienist for 25 years, and I love Arm & Hammer Advanced White. The baking soda, I really think, makes the difference. It's definitely doing the job with plaque removal.
Try it free.
I am recommending it to my patients.
Need a car? Need financing? You need JD Byrider.
I love the car.
Get to your computer and get to GoJDB.com.
It was awesome. I had a great experience with that, and there's so much fun.
Across America, people are hitting GoJDB.com to apply for financing fast. It only takes a few minutes, and you could be driving the same day you apply.
I recommend to everybody to go if you have a low budget and you don't think you can make it. You need to come here.
First, get to GoJDB.com, then apply online and get on the road.
Working men and women have made tremendous contributions to the development of this country. Unfortunately, many worked in areas contaminated by asbestos. Even a brief summer job or contact with someone who worked in an area with asbestos dust and fibers can lead to mesothelioma. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the law offices of Peter Angelos for a no-charge consultation.
An evening in front of the fire can be so relaxing, but dangerous creosote buildup can cause a chimney fire. Help protect your home with CSL, the creosote sweeping log. It helps clean your chimney while it burns. Inside your chimney walls, there's a constant buildup of flammable tar and creosote. The active minerals in CSL will reduce those dangerous creosote deposits, making your next fire safer. It's so easy. Burn just once every 60 fires. CSL, the creosote sweeping log.
Available at Walmart, participating True Value, Ace, and the Home Depot.
Good Morning Maryland is the first and only newscast working for you at 4:30 a.m.
A lot happens while you're sleeping.
And that's why we get up earlier to tell you all about it.
Real-time weather and traffic info, so there are no surprises.
We're working for you at a new time. GMM starts at 4:30.
Tune into the morning show where the news is really new.
We're concerned with what's happening now, and we always let you know what to expect next.
ABC2,
the first and only station working for you at 4:30.
Rediscover baking soda, the secret for healthy teeth.
I took the Arm & Hammer challenge. I tried Advanced White for 2 weeks. I absolutely see a difference. It's got to be the baking soda. They're shinier and whiter.
Take the Arm & Hammer challenge.
I am going to switch.
ABC2 News is brought to you by Our House Furniture.
In consumer news this morning, big news for the Port of Baltimore. Governor Martin O'Malley says last year, 251,000 people sailed on 105 cruises from the port, exceeding the previous record. Now, according to the state, the economic value of those cruises for the state is around $90 million. And before you know it, tax season will be here and some deductions are hanging in the balance. Lawmakers have allowed more than 50 business and individual tax breaks to expire. They include mortgage insurance, higher education tuition, and the state teacher tax deduction. However, it's important to note lawmakers could still choose to extend them when they return from their winter break. And the company that makes the Twinkies and Wonder Bread now reportedly filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It could happen as soon as this week, and the Wall Street Journal says Hostess is facing high labor costs and the rising price of ingredients. It's also carrying a lot of debt, that according to the Wall Street Journal. We'll steer much more for you on this Tuesday, January 10th, straight ahead in your ABC2 News to Go. Linda So will have a look at all new information regarding a hearing going on in D.C. That's scheduled for later today. We'll let you know how it could affect you. Also, Cherie Johnson, she's live this morning.
I'm Cherie Johnson, live in Lindenham. Find out what's in these boxes right here and how you can help out.
And I'm Corinne Redmond. It's all about the Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Find out how the team is painting the town purple coming up.
6:41, some of us have a one-track mind, and some of us got at least a gift yesterday. Crofton looked like this yesterday and may look like it this morning with the snow melts away in a hurry, a warm-up, and a rainstorm on the way. We'll talk about next.
And on the roadways right now, not dealing with any accidents. Got a couple of reports of debris in the roadway and a lot of volume out there, especially traveling through Columbia. We'll have details on your morning drive coming up.
$10. It doesn't get you much anymore. A few cups of coffee, a sandwich, half a t-shirt. Well, Planet Fitness is about to change all that. Because right now, when you join Planet Fitness, you'll pay just $10 a month with no commitments. That's right, $10. So get more for your money and become a member of Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Sign up between now and January 11th for just $10 down, $10 a month.
How much are they if I come back tomorrow?
Like getting a discount? Going on now, it's the Any Size One Price Sale at Mattress Discounters. Buy any size select Sealy mattress sets for the same low price. Twin, full, queen, or king start at just $99 each piece. Or half-price memory foam sets in any size. Queen sets as low as $4.99. The difference is the discount.
Mattress Discounters.
Prior to coming to HRC, I had no energy. I was very depressed. I felt as if I were aging way before my time. My husband and I had no intimacy. Since Amore therapy, it's like I'm 20 again. My passion returned, the intimacy with my husband, the joy I find in life. I have my old energy level back. And this may not be the fountain of youth, but it's awfully close.
Rediscover your passion. Reclaim your life with Amore therapy. Call HRC Medical today for your free consultation.
It's that time again!
It's skincare time!
And it's bigger and better
than ever!
Oui, oui, mon chéri. Let's show them what we've got.
ShopRite's famous campaign sale. Everywhere throughout the store is campaign savings and much more. Values that you should can trust our campaign sale. It's a boss.
An 8-pack of Brawny towels is $10.49 and a 12-roll pack of quilted northern bath tissue $9.69.
ShopRite's Can Sale is a blast!
Stock up all the values last.
Get ready for some deli-style deliciosity. The Subway Big Hot Pastrami Melt. Dive into piled high pastrami, spicy mustard, pickles, and melt-delicious cheese. Treat your taste buds to a fresh toasted Subway Big Hot Pastrami Melt. Subway, eat fresh.
And so the killer is now.
Coughing can really be disruptive.
Was it the butler?
That's why there's Delsym. Delsym has a time-release formula that helps silence coughs for a full 12 hours. All day or all night. Up to twice as long as other cough liquids. So the only sounds you'll hear are the ones you want to hear.
Take her away.
Delsym. Silence is relief. Try Delsym Nighttime Cough and Cold and turn cough and cold time into bedtime.
You're watching the station that works for you. ABC2 Baltimore.
.45 time now for your ABC2 News to go. Good morning, Maryland. I'm Charlie Krausen, and we've got a lot to get to for you in this last 15 minutes. Linda has details about a hearing in Washington today focusing on air show crashes. Sheree Johnson's live with details on how some students and teachers are camping out for the hungry. And Angela's going to help you plan your morning commute. But also, as we start every day, a check of your forecast. How's the weather going to be out there? Let's say hi to Justin Burke.
Hey, Charlie, and a little concern after the snow that fell yesterday. But look at this. It's 34 BWI, 36 Ocean City. And yeah, there may be a spot or two in between close to freezing, and you're below freezing where there was no snow west and north of Baltimore yesterday. Overall, though, what we're looking at here is that system that brought in that snow racing off the coast. Some residual low clouds and some patchy fog this morning. No big deal. Next storm stays to our south, and we'll have ourselves a lot of rays of sunshine as we push for Ray Lewis on the thermometer. 52, our 2-degree guaranteed high. We'll talk about that next rainstorm on the way in a moment. 6:46 now. Here's Angela.
All right, Justin, still getting reports of debris in the road traveling on the inner loop of 695 at Park Heights Avenue. Also, eastbound 50, we're blocking a right lane on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Debris reported there as well. Now, we're seeing heavy traffic for those of you traveling through Columbia on US 29 in the southbound direction. Also, southbound on I-95 as we get a live look at 95 north of Maryland 100. We are heavy from 175 to Route 32. Charlie, back to you.
Well, they happen more than you're often aware of, but a hearing on airplane safety and air shows will be the focus in D.C. later today. In ABC2 News, Linda So is here with the details of that coming hearing. Linda.
Well, in just a few hours, the National Transportation Safety Board will hold a hearing on performance airplane safety. This deadly crash from the September 16th air show in Reno, Nevada will be the focus. A pilot and 10 spectators died and about 70 people were hurt when a plane crashed into the stands. Officials hope the hearing will get NTSB agents a better understanding of the regulations, protocols, and practices of air shows. In all, there were 8 air show accidents last year. They're hoping to cut down on that number this year. Linda So, ABC 2 News.
Family members of Florida A&M University drum major Robert Champion will hold a press conference later today. The family is expected to share new information about the hazing incident they say led to Champion's death. The 26-year-old military veteran collapsed in Orlando, Florida, while on a bus carrying members of FAMU's famous Marching 100 band after a November football game. And today, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in the First Amendment case they're now considering whether government regulators may still police the airwaves for curse words and other coarse content, especially at the time when many Americans have unregulated cable TV and internet. The case pits the Obama administration against the nation's TV networks. The material at issue includes the isolated use of expletives and fines for showing a woman's rear end in a 2003 episode 8 years ago of NYPD Blue. Wow. Well, tomorrow, the Maryland General Assembly will open its 430th session, and today, Baltimore County Executive Kevin Kamenetz will meet with members of the Baltimore County State Delegation outlining his list of legislative priorities. The meeting is set for 11 o'clock this morning at Low House Office Building in Annapolis. And also this morning, the president of the NAACP is joining civil rights leaders in calling for an end to the death penalty in Maryland. Benjamin Jealous is going to be in Annapolis with state lawmakers who oppose capital punishment. Maryland's death penalty has been on hold since 2006 after a Court of Appeals ruling found the state's lethal injection protocols weren't properly approved by a legislative committee. In our education alert this morning, federal officials say some Maryland Race to the Top programs were delayed by hiring troubles in the first year of that initiative. But officials say the state is well positioned for a second year. In a report issued today, Maryland is credited with building a capacity to implement the Race to the Top program. The forward timeline is said to allow the state to catch up in the years ahead. Well, some teachers in one Anne Arundel County school are going the extra mile in the cold weather, helping to feed the hungry and less fortunate. ABC 2 News' Cherie Johnson's live this morning with more on this food drive. Cherie.
Well, Charlie, we are here at Lindale Middle School in Lithicum, where, yes, teachers are camping out for an entire week to collect food to feed the needy. Basically, they're trying to collect about 7,800 pounds of food, and they plan to be out here all week long until they meet their goal. And let's take a look here. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. They have about 5 or 6 boxes so far, but they have a ways to go. They want to fill up this whole entire pod. And listen, they have a little non-perishable food items. This is basically the kind of donation that they need here to try and help feed the hungry. And yeah, they still have a ways to go here, so we want to help them out a little bit. And this morning, I have the principal of the school, George Lindley, joining me live here. Good morning. What do you think about your school having this project here and camping out for a week? You got amazing teachers.
I do. Thank you, Cherie. Last year, our teachers came to me and said that they really wanted to do this because this time of year, it's the donations to our local food banks are quite low. It's right after the holidays, and they were looking for something that would beef up our supply. A couple years ago, we had about 29% of our students who were eligible for free and or reduced meals. Now we are nearly 50% of our students qualify for this benefit. So we are in a great need in our community, and this is just a wonderful way for us to give back to the community.
And we still got to fill up this whole pod. We want to do that by the end of the week. And as a matter of fact, they donated this to help you guys out.
Yes, Pods was wonderful in donating this, and they even told us if we fill this up, they'll give us another one so that we can have a second one to fill that one up as well.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. And if you want to make donations, you can deliver them out here 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Reporting live in Lithicum, Cherie Johnson, ABC 2 News.
And today we get a sneak peek at a brand new Wawa that's opening to the public tomorrow. The convenience store is located right off 95 at Eastern Avenue in Baltimore City. This is the first location in the city and the 40th to open in Maryland. The store's grand opening is 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Stay tuned later tonight to get a sneak peek at what we saw in the Wawa. Live pictures now from Manchester, New Hampshire at polling stations. Polls opened in that state at 6 a.m. primary day in New Hampshire will be low-key for Mitt Romney, but less so for the front-running rivals. They know it's very important to show their own presidential credentials and campaigning, so Rick Santorum, John Huntsman, Newt Gingrich, and Ron Paul are all planning more campaign events for voters to cast their ballots, making their case as to why they're a better alternative to Mitt Romney. Well, the big game is less than a week away, and we're going to switch to some sports. The excitement for players and fans for the first home playoff game in 5 years. So what will be painted all over the state and all over the city under the cover of darkness, and what we'll see come first light. Let's check in now with ABC 2 News' Corinne Redmond, who has a preview of everything. Correct.
Well, Charlie, the Ravens ground crews will be all over the place spreading the purple pride. The first stop today is at the Best Western in Westminster, then on to Patriot Plaza in Towson, where the team's logo will be painted. The group will be made up of Ravens staff, cheerleaders, and the team's mascot. All will be on hand to help celebrate the Ravens' postseason push, handing out free giveaways to fans who attend. Then, starting at midnight until Wednesday, Ravens staff will be out painting the word relentless everywhere. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, you'll see the word in more than 500 different locations throughout the area. Ravens coach Harbaugh says the team is healthy and ready to take on the much anticipated Houston Texans on Sunday. They, like all of us, want that big W, a big win. And if you want to go Ravens crazy spreading the purple pride, you can do so on your lawn. That's because fans can purchase Ravens stencils through the Ravens store website. Corinne Redmond, ABC 2 News.
And ABC 2 is presenting The Way to Indy Sunday morning beginning at 9 a.m. Join Jamie Costello, Scott Garceau, and Wyatt Eberhard, others live as we get you ready for the first home playoff game in Baltimore in 5 years. Well, Xavier students have their day of reflection meeting today following their December brawl with crosstown rival the Cincinnati Bearcats. Tonight's forum is optional and will be attended by university leaders, including head basketball coach Chris Mack. And a Cold War relic known as the Doomsday Clock could be moved today. The minute hand on this clock symbolizes how close we are to absolute destruction, and it will either move closer to midnight, move further away from the deadline hour, or remain where it is, sharply at 6 minutes until midnight. And the National Park Service says it's offering free entry to all 397 national parks for the coming holiday weekend, January 14th through the 16th. The free admission to the park is for the commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And Governor Martin O'Malley will today make an announcement about school construction funding in Maryland. The governor will be joined by House Speaker Michael Bush in Annapolis for the announcement at Germantown Elementary School. School officials, labor leaders, and other elected officials are also scheduled to attend. And the U.S. Department of Transportation says it will spend more than $1.5 billion reimbursing states for repairing roadway damage by natural disasters. Maryland's going to get $7.5 million from Tropical Storm Lee. Time now for a check of the forecast. Justin, what do you got?
6:54. Let's take it back in time. Annapolis, one of those places that had snow most of yesterday afternoon. You can see it on a time-lapse camera from the U.S. Naval Academy. Yeah, it's not going to stick on the water, but we got some on the docks, and we had that going through the evening, where places around Annapolis did pick up close to an inch, but the official amount not reported that. So your snow contest, Annapolis, Maryland, goes on. This morning we have some low clouds, some little bit of fog, holding near 31. Now we've seen thermometers ranging between 31 and 34 degrees, so there could be some crunchy spots out there, especially since we did have that snow, some melting, some stickage, and just something to be concerned with this morning. A little bit of concern. On the north side, where there's no snow, Perry Hall, Churchville, Norrisville 30, 29, Hereford and Westminster, and we're looking at 32 by Pasadena. So again, maybe a little bit of some possible icing around places in central southern Maryland where they had that snow, but otherwise we'll eventually get these low clouds out of here. There's the storm, brought severe weather to Texas. You'll probably hear Sam Champion talking about that tornado outbreak near Houston yesterday, and a wintry mix west of Dallas. Well, that's a rain band, brings some heavy storms across the deep south. That storm comes back at us, and essentially our future trend highlighting that we're essentially dry. We're looking for the real deep cloud cover to build in midday tomorrow, and the rainfall to reach us tomorrow late afternoon or evening. Most of it overnight tomorrow night and done by Thursday. I'll break Thursday afternoon, and then we could get a little burst of snow with the onset of the next Arctic outbreak by Friday. 52 today as we get through tonight. Again, after that sun, we're back to about 35. It's quiet. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Most of the rain late in the day, upper 40s. It's 50s after the rain departs Thursday morning. 42 after we get some early morning snow showers Friday, and 30s, maybe a snow shower into the Ravens game. Angela.
All right, Justin, all lanes now open on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. That earlier debris has been cleared out of the roadway, so if you're traveling westbound 50, you're good to go all the way through Annapolis, making your way to I-97. Heavy and slow southbound 29. No reported incidents, just a whole lot of folks using that route this morning. And also 95 here at White Marsh Boulevard. We're slow once you get past White Marsh Boulevard all the way to the top side of the Beltway.
It's amazing what becomes science experiments in a television newsroom.
Look at that.
This Twinkie was found on the news desk about 4 months ago, and it's been sitting on my desk ever since, so we decided to watch and see what would happen to it. Who knew? Let's go to New York. Have a great day.
It's already shrinking.
It is.
The bag.
It's shrunk, and the bag is sticky on the outside.
Like many chefs today, I feel the best approach to food is to keep it whole for better nutrition. And that's what they do with Great Grain cereal. See the seam on the wheat grain? Same as on the flake. Because Great Grain steams and bakes the actual whole grain. Now check out the other guy's flake. Hello, no seam. Because it's more processed. Now, which do you suppose has better nutrition for you? Great Grains, the whole grain cereal.
Mid-grade dark roast forced fresh, full tank brain freeze cake donuts, rolling hot